Today we're going to be installing this weather station in the top of that tree. That tree right there, I think, is about 100 feet tall. And I don't think you guys can see it right now, but my cell antenna is actually in the top of it, right about there. I know I'm probably going to make the weather station geeks' heads explode with this video, because realistically this probably isn't the best option for sighting this thing, but I've done a lot of due diligence and deliberation on why I want to do that. And there's going to be a couple trade-offs, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. The reason that I want to get the weather station in the top of that tree right there is because this cabin here is situated on the nose of a ridge line, and in the winter we get crazy storms here. I mean, seems like multiple times a year we'll have storms with winds over 100 miles an hour, but I don't have any way to prove that. Where we're located down here on the forest floor, we're kind of in a microclimate. We actually don't get really heavy winds, but I can tell that they're crazy up at the treetops. So that's why I want to get the weather station up in the top, is I really want to see what the wind speed is. The trade-offs with that, and specifically with this unit here, is it's got a haptic rain sensor, which means it feels rain droplets on top. So any sort of movement or vibration that tree swaying around is probably going to trigger the haptic rain sensor. But that's a trade-off that I'm willing to make. This station is called the Weatherflow Tempest. I did a lot of research when it came to selecting that unit, and a lot of it revolved around me wanting to put it in the top of that tree. So the selling points for me were, one, that it was solar powered, no external batteries. Two, it's wireless up to 1,000 feet. Three is that it's got an ultrasonic anemometer. So this is actually the anemometer right here, this gap. No moving parts means less servicing, less opportunities that either I or somebody else will need to climb that tree to go service it. With that being said, my tree climber is about an hour out. He's the same guy that put that cell antenna up there. And yeah, I'll try to send him up with a GoPro, and if we're lucky and my drone works, I'll try to send the drone up too and get some drone footage of him. After we get that installed, depending on how much time he has, I've got this dead tree here and that dead tree there that need to go, and it's kind of a two-person job. I think it'll need to be pulled with the tractor at the same time that it's being cut. So yeah, should be a cool video. All right, let's do it. Well, it's taken him all of 10 minutes to get to the top of that tree already.
right, it's level. There we go. Okay. Gonna double check that. All right, it looks good. We're all installed.
Let me, I'm gonna take the drone down right now and I'm just gonna test it and make sure I'm getting data.
Perfect, good idea.
All right, so everything went off without a hitch. We got this dead tree down. We got that tree that was back there down. Can you guys see it? That is the new weather station. So I'm really stoked. Yeah, I will grab the GoPro and kind of show you guys how the interface for the weather station looks, but it's working good. I'm getting good signal from up there, and it's going to be cool to be able to watch the weather from up here now. So this is what the app interface looks like. I'm recording this on my GoPro, which I don't usually do, so hopefully it turns out. We've got temperature, battery voltage, pressure, lightning detector, wind speed, rain sensor, UV, station pressure, yeah, all this stuff. So it's a pretty cool interface. There's a lot of data here. If we click on any of these, we can actually get the historic graphs on it. So if I click on wind speed, we got average, lull, and gust in a graph format, which is cool. You can see that big spike from when I set it up. A little spike in the afternoon here. Anyway, it's a super cool setup, and I'm really stoked about it. If you guys like this video, let me know. And be sure to tune in next time, because we're always doing something interesting up here. So now what I got to do is I got to figure out how to get this thing out, because that tree is now blocking my road. So I'll figure out how to get it out through here, I guess. All right, let's do it. Make sure I don't run over all my fruit trees. Whoa. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.